Hello everyone, I am Charan Patel from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. Welcomes you to the session of Power Electronics. Today I am going to discuss about Unit 4, that is inverters, with topic PWM inverter. So let's start the session. In the last session, we have discussed about the two types of PWM inverters, that is the single mode modulation inverter, and the second one is about the symmetrical modulated inverter. So now in this session, let's discuss the last three types of inverters, that are, the first one is MMSR. MMSR stands for the multiple modulation with selective elimination of harmonics. In the first two types of PWM inverters, we have seen that they create the number of harmonics, and as we discussed in the unit of rectifiers as well as in the unit of the step up and step down choppers, that if the amount of harmonics are more, then the signal performance or the system performance may get different. So always we will try to eliminate that number of harmonics. In most of the cases of the inverters, the harmonics generated are of odd numbers like the 1, 3, 5 and 7. Among them, the first one will be considered as a fundamental one. So for eliminating the less number of harmonics or maybe the lower number of harmonics, the multiple modulation with selective elimination technique will be used. Here also the multiple pulses of width 2D that we already considered for the earlier case will be considered for this case also, that the multiple pulses with width 2D is there. Here the output voltage is controlled, means this type of inverter is the voltage source inverter. In the first lecture of this unit, I have said that there are two types of inverters, voltage source as well as current source. So if it is asked that explain any one type of voltage source inverter, then you have to do this multiple modulation with selective elimination, because here the output voltage is controlled. How output voltage is controlled? So for eliminating the number of harmonics, the output voltage can be controlled. If we remove the third number of harmonic, or maybe the fifth number of harmonic, or seventh number of harmonic, the proportional voltage will be considered. And so here the output voltage is controlled because of the number of harmonics generated, and because of the number of harmonics generated, here the B1, B2, B3 and B5 is there. So this B1, B2, B3 and B5, or maybe the BP, it indicates the pulse position per quarter cycle. Now how it will reflect? So let's see in this figure. In this figure, it will be seen that there are the 4 pulses in the first positive half cycle and 4 pulses are present in the negative half cycle. So here it indicates that this has the quarter cycle, means total number of 4 pulses are generated. Here the difference between the distance between the pulses are not symmetrical if we see only the positive portion, but if we compare the positive cycle with the negative cycle, then we can note that it is almost equal distance. It also required as a symmetrical one also. So now let's see that how the selective elimination is possible with this type of technique. So for this, let's do some harmonic analysis. So for this, let's take the Fourier transformation. Here we take the wave as a quarter wave symmetry. Why we take the quarter wave symmetry? Because the 4 pulses are created, 4 pulses in the positive as well as 4 pulses in the negative half cycle is there. So by using this symmetry condition, the Fourier components or the Fourier coefficient that are created are, the first one is An. For the An, the sigma of k from 1 to p, and 4p upon pi, here we consider the term force, because we take the quarter wave symmetry. The rest of the terms are similar to the first one, or for the half wave inverter that we have already discussed. So we take the integration from bk minus d to bk plus d, because the pulses has the distance bk minus d and adds at a distance bk plus d. So that's why we have to integrate from bk minus d to bk plus d. If there is some distance is given, then you have to integrate that accordingly. Here the all pulses are created according to that firing angle, and firing angle is also called as a delay angle, which is a multiple of omega t. So that's why over here we integrate the term with d omega t. So for the an, for the first Fourier coefficient, let's take the summation from k equal to 1 to p for d upon pi from integration bk minus d to bk plus d sin of n omega t d omega t. Why we take sin of n omega t? Because in this case we have taken the reference signal as a sine signal. So for this, if we do the integration, so before doing the integration of sine is cos, and limit is from bk minus d to bk plus d. So integration of sine is minus cos. So minus cos, first limit bk plus d and bk minus d. So if we put all the limits, the equation will be like this: 4d upon pi summation of k equal to 1 to p cos of n bk plus d minus cos of n bk minus d. By doing this summation or simplification, we get the final statement like 8b upon n pi sigma of k equal to 1 to p. Here 1 to p means p number of harmonics are there. So from k equal to 1 to p, sine of n d into sine of n bk. How this term will come? Sine of n d and sine of n, because the 2 times sine theta 1 into sine theta 2 will gives us the cos of theta 1 plus theta 2 minus cos of theta 1 minus theta 2. So we use this trigonometric equation in this term. So we get the 2 times sine, that is sine n d and sine n. Okay. So now by using the last equation, we can also rewrite this like 8b upon n pi sine n d summation of sine k equal to 1 to p sine of n d. So now from this last equation we can get elimination of the harmonics. So let's see how it will be possible. So for this, the harmonics are last equation. We rewritten this last equation, that is 8b upon n pi. Sin n d is a constant term, so we put it above. Here the sin n d is a constant term, so we put it above the summation term. So sigma is equal to k equal to 1 to p from sin n bk. So now, if p number of harmonics are eliminated, then this equation can be compared with 0. Why we compare with 0? Because we thought that the p number of harmonic is get eliminated, and that's why we compare it with the 0. Here that there is also one possibility in the last case, that if we want to get the elimination of the third as well as the fifth harmonic, then this last equation can be rewritten like sine of n b3 plus sine of n b5 equal to 0. Okay, if we want to remove the third as well as the fifth harmonic, same way we can do for the any number of harmonic. If we want to remove the fifth and seventh one, then it can be done by sine of 5b1 plus sine of 7b1 equal to 0. So in this case, the number of equations are generated by using the last equation in terms of the number of harmonics, and that can be solved by the Newton-Raphson method, and you can get the value of b1, b2, b3. So here, if you get the value of b1, b2 and b3, then you can plot the number of harmonics in terms of angle. That can be possible with this last equation. Okay, so now let's see on another method of it. for pulse width modulation, that is SPWM, means sinusoidal pulse width modulation. In this case, the pulse width is proportional to the instantaneous amplitude of sine wave. In the first two techniques of PWM, we have seen that one reference signal is like the square wave or rectangular pulse, and the second one is the triangular one. In the triangular one is the carrier signal, and the reference signal will be considered as a rectangular or the square wave. So in this case of sinusoidal pulse width modulation, we will consider the sine wave as a reference signal and one triangular signal as a carrier signal. So now let's see what will happen. Because of it, here again the number of pulses will be calculated from the triangular wave, means carrier signal decides the number of pulses passing through it and reference signal decides the output frequency. So consider this figure. Here in this figure you can see that there is a rectified amount of sinusoidal modulating voltage and one sine wave and triangular wave as a carrier signal. So here you can see that there are the three pulses present because the 3 times triangular waves are there. So you can say that the pulses, number of pulses will be calculated from the amount of the triangular wave, means a triangular wave decides the number of pulses passing through the system, while the output frequency will be considered by the sine wave, means reference signal. So this is sinusoidal PWM. In the next session we will discuss about the modified version of SPWM and about the phase detector. So up to this, if you have any doubts or queries, you can ask me on my email ID, chirag.pancha_HIT@agency.edu.